Hey guys, welcome to episode two. This week we've covered why protein is critical for strength and fat loss and also recovery as well. I've seen some great questions come through already, so we'll literally dive straight in and make sure you're clear on what the focus is this week. Okay, just a quick recap of the week. So the week's key takeaways were hitting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, which is the target, or your targeted weight. Okay. Uh, Also, the best protein sources were which included red meat, steak, eggs, fish, organ meat, and full fat dairy. Also, to make sure protein is literally the priority in every single meal throughout the day. Okay, so I'm going to go through the submitted questions we had earlier in the week. And those questions were: can I get enough protein without eating red meat? Okay, the second question we're going to cover is: do I need protein shakes or is whole foods enough? And the last question, question number three, is too much protein bad for my kidneys? Okay, so let's touch base. So, question one is: can I get enough protein without eating red meat? Yes, you can. So, that's good, but it does require a bit more intention. So, red meat is one of the most efficient protein sources with creatine and B vitamins. So, any of those guys out there who are suffering with energy, who are getting B vitamin injections, is what I say to my clients is just eat your steak. Also, if you've got an iron deficiency, uh, again, I just say eat steak, smash a couple of burgers, all right. But you can also use chicken. Now, personally, I'd suggest is chicken thigh. One thing, they're cheaper. Also, the skin, you get a lot more benefits from eating the skin as well. It's a good source of protein. So stick a couple of thighs in, you're adding about 50 grams of protein to your daily intake there. Fish, guys, is also good. So I'm really sort of big on having fatty proteins. So we have salmon, any kind of oily fish, really, sardines, uh, those kind of things. All right. So even mackerel, uh, eggs as well. Eggs, Greek yogurt, guys. And we've sort of explained whether it's 0%, 5%, 10%. So full fat Greek yogurt is good. And protein powders. Uh, but you may need more volume if you can't get whole foods. So shakes can can play a role uh, if you need to meet your needs. All right. So going on to the next question: do I need protein shakes or is whole foods enough? For those of you who know me, guys, you'll know the answer I'm going to give. So whole foods is always number one priority, all right, for all the plans I set with my clients. Protein shakes are a great support tool when you're really busy. So if you're a busy mum racing around after a couple of children, racing around between school clubs, and you're on the go, yes, absolutely, this does play a key role. But short, if more or less, if you're short on time, okay, but or you need a quick post workout option potentially, all right. But if this is the route you're going to go with, just make sure you look for a high quality whey isolate or even a beef protein there. This Look for ones that contain minimal ingredients because most of them, especially if people are on borderline type 2 diabetes, the amount of a chemical shitstorm or in most protein shakes can actually be counterproductive to your nutritional needs. Uh, so the next one is too much protein bad for my kidneys? This goes back a long way. I remember being told this when I just started getting into the gym and I want to go on the protein bandwagon as well. So, no, this is actually a myth. High protein diets are safe for healthy people and support muscle maintenance, recovery, and fat loss. So, it is crucial. Only people with existing kidney issues should limit protein under medical guidance. It's kind of the same as if a teacher said to me, my maths lesson is do this sum and this sum, my brain has to work overtime. Now, it's not going to collapse. I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to fall over. My brain's just working harder to do the math question. Now, I'm pants at math, so to be honest, I'll probably never get the question. So you just think of it that with your kidneys as well. They're just working a little bit harder, but it's very, very safe. Okay, so guys, hope I've covered some of your questions this week. Please, on the support groups, DM your questions and I will do my best to answer them as best I can. Okay, so uh, this week your focus is to hit your protein target daily and track your intake potentially over 3 days. I'm not actually a tracker. I know some people love to track. I personally, if I'm going to help my clients, get them to take photos. It's a good visual learning curve as well. Once you kind of dial that in, you kind of get to know things easier. So again, guys, if you're on our support groups, feel free just to post your photos or screenshot your MyFitPal, your macro things, post them in our groups and just say, hey, Russell, could you check this over? I'm happy to do so. Okay. Uh, Guys, next week we're going to be diving into healthy fats, which is a scary subject. You bring in fats into anyone's meal plan, everyone scares and runs away. But I'm going to explain why they're essential and how to use them to fuel your goals. Okay, so guys, keep engaging in the group, post your wins, that's what it's there for. And I'll see you next week on the next episode. Guys, thank you very much.